Alrighty, folks, we're back again. Encrypt here. Alright, so coming to you from the AMF Collab server, we are going to wrap up this build today. Alright, so agenda for today is we need to get the dispenser system from these AutoCrafters into the water stream, and then we need to... What's the other thing that we need to do? I know there's two things. Oh, we got to put the water in, and we got to decorate a little bit, and... yeah, that should take care of it, and let me show you where we are with the water stream right now. This is only going to take a minute, and I'm going to make it really quick. Okay, hold on a second. Alright guys, we're over here at the back end of Emerald City. This is what the old trash dump used to be. This right here used to be the top of a hopper chain, or item elevator that would bring up items and they just sit here and rot. That doesn't do that anymore. It's, as you can see, there's a stream down there, and I'm going to jump down there in just a second. Okay, so here we are underneath that item stream. This is where the items used to come up in an item elevator, and now they come over here, they fall down this nice long chute, they go down this nice little long river, and then they go to another item elevator that's over here. And I had to put this little dog leg in so that way all the items would align properly, and you can see they still sit there. Alright, so next stop, the top of the item elevator. Okay, so here's the top of the item elevator, and as you can see, it comes along. The water stream goes into this hopper dispenser system that picks up. It's double loaded, so that way it can pick up items if they overwhelm the system. That is the iron ingots, and this is the melon slices, and the items will continue along. They will travel and fall down this nice long hopper chain, and much will happen. This is where they fall down into the water stream. Now, if you'll look, this is actually the water stream coming from all of the auto farms, both just outside of Emerald City and from the spawn chunks where we've got lazy loaded that come all the way out here. Both water streams then go into this item elevator, and they go up to the Aquaduct, and I'll take you there in a second. This right here is the Emerald City Aqueduct, and this is where we ferry all of our items into our mass storage systems. That right down there is the farm. Anybody that's been playing on the server knows that. Those are going to be the guys that first see it, but anybody else that's interested, yeah, this is the Aqueduct system that we have for Emerald City. Here we are at Emerald City proper. There's the Aqueduct, library, all the shops that we've got building, the church for the clerics, the big guy, and the bank. And in the bank is where we have our access, which actually winds up being back in that mountain right there. And Astra has her horse farm. So we're going to go back in there, and we're going to pick up where we left off. And this is going to be a real quick one. Okay, so here we are right in front of the iron version. And what we're going to do is we're going to just make this real quick. We're going to come on over here. We're looking for that water stream. I placed a... up. Here we go. That's the block that we're looking for. Let me get you some light so that way everybody can see. Alright, so if you look... there's that water stream that we fell into in the beginning. So that's actually the return trip. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to smack down a half slab here. Okay, and then we're going to want to come on over here. We need a little bit of space. Oh, yeah, we got to be careful. We got just a little bit of space in order for the items to not get... I said items. For the redstone signals not to cross. So that's where we're going to want to put our dispenser. So let's drop our dispenser down real quick. And we're going to jump up here and into that guy. Now that we've got him, we can smack a couple of these hoppers and pop. So now anybody that stands here, when they're done with their inventory, it goes in here. The other thing that we're going to do is we're going to put a huge inventory. It's basically a little one of these type systems is going to be right back in here. I'm going to show you that build in a moment, but and that's that way everything can funnel into this dispenser, and then we're going to have a fast clock on that guy, which we're going to put in just a second. And I don't want him here. I want that actually here. Okay, next order of business is we have to put in a clock. Now, I did extend this out by 1. I realized that the clock that I need to put in wasn't going to fit in the space that I gave it. So I want to show you this clock that I learned from one of my collabers, a fella named Rick, and that's not going to work. I need a comparator. So a comparator comes out and goes into this little redstone block, and I need to put some redstone block foundation down. So yes, Rick taught me this. I'm not sure where he learned it from, but I think this is an absolutely outstanding clock, and so I'm going to use it right here. And so we put this here. So here's the clock, and it's just whipping around. I mean, look how tight and compact that guy is. But now, oh, well, wait, we've got items in this dispenser. Nothing's happening. Oh, give me that dropper back, you silly mite. Put some granite in there that I don't care about. And boom, it's going to make a lyre. Oh, and you know why that's not working? Just needs one little piece of dust right here, but if I do that, it's going to bind with this guy. So in order to prevent that, since I know it's going to happen, I'm going to put that there, and bam, out came that item. Now, by the way, that item shot down here and landed in the water stream, but we're not going to depend on items landing in the water stream. We're actually going to force the issue. So I managed to squeeze off a couple of things that were in my inventory because I was swimming in the item stream, and look at that, look at that, look at those guys go. I mean, I don't even think we need water. Oh yeah, look at that. See how they're just hanging out there at the end? So what we're going to do is we are going to smack down a little dribble of water. Okay, and that just washes them right in. Now let's go ahead and grab a couple more items, and we'll throw them in here. So I'm using carrots right now because we're overloaded with them, but ultimately what's going to happen is this right here will collect all the overflow items. And it'll spit them into this water stream, and it doesn't matter what they are, they enter into the sewer system, and if they're good, they get picked up as they go around the infinite loop, and if they're not good, then they don't get picked up. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause it here, and I'm going to go duplicate this on the other side. Alright, now here we are on the watermelon side, and we're getting ready to add in the hopper dispenser water streamy thingy on this side. So we need to just do a quick little pop right there. He's already got all of his hoppers lined up, and it's far enough away, we should be good. So all we got to do is just probe into this wall, and up here's our same water dispenser system that we have from the iron side of this farm, and same sewer. So now we just got to pop these and put in ice here. Okay, and I just need to grab some packed ice, chuck it down right here, and what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick little grab of this water, chuck it in here, and I'm going to jump out. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to put in a clock on this side, and I don't want to do it here. I want to do it in the other direction, only because I've got a dummy little inventory there. I'm going to save it. I want space aside. Okay, so we're going to have to chop this inventory up. Let's grab this inventory, and we're going to stick it in here, and we'll know right away if this is working or not, because this thing will just start spitting stuff out like crazy. And this, by the way, is one of the things I wanted to show everyone, is that this clock is one of the reasons it's so cool and awesome, is because this clock does not have an overload issue. In other words, you can't put too many items in it and cause it to jam up. The clock will always run no matter what. And so now I'm looking for into it, and let's see, a little bit of redstone and a little bit of dust, and I'm going to put a block here, and we need to put dust here, here, and I think that's it. Yep. Now if you notice, this thing's latched, and all I got to do is cut that line, and this guy should start blinking. Yes, no, oh, I think it needed to be done right there. There we go. I don't think it actually needs that dust. It just needed the block update to know that it was ready to start ticking. And there it goes. And as you see, it didn't matter. The items could be absolutely pegged, and this thing will never jam up. So it'll just spit them out there forever. Now they go down there into that sewer system, and so now we've got the next bit, and we've got to put in these water streams. Okay, so to do that, I'm just going to grab some ice. And there's a water there. Ice. There's a water there. They both wash down to your feet. Now I can grab this guy and put him here. Look at that. They're just spitting out like crazy. And they go right down there into that hopper. That hopper will pick them up and spit them back out and return them to the sewer system. Alright. Oof. And we got to decorate. I'll just throw some iron in there. It doesn't matter. It'll go around and get picked back up by the hopper system. Alright, okay, so here we are on the iron side of the equation. Same thing going on, and we just need ice. Oh, that's packed ice. That ain't going to do me any good. There's some water. There's some water. Okay, now, oh, pressure plate's right in my hotbar, and iron spitting out like crazy. Just goes down, gets swept up. Okay. So that is that. Next bit of business is I'm gonna show you when I'm done. Just gonna put in the little hopper system right here. Okay, cautionary tale. If you were careful about your planning, unlike I was, then you will make sure that the two chests on either side are both either trapped or both either standard double chest. That way you can come back in here and put in a double trap chest. The reason that we wanted to do that is this is an inventory space because we're going to be able to craft items faster than they can be consumed by the hopper system that we just put in. We want to make sure that... Ooh, a little bit of a headspace problem there. We want to make sure that we've got enough space here. Oh boy. And that we can get all of these guys in here. Now, let's see, can I do it? Nope. And what about this one? Nope. So this inventory right here is all full of, this is trapped, this is not. So I got to chop these guys out just like I did down there. I'm going to do that. I'll be right back, and what a pain in the butt this is. So, alright. Alrighty, and ultimately, this is what we want to see. A nice big system here where we've got another one of these storage racks, but now behind. And the reason for that is, as we're standing here and we're crafting items, we can go as high as this guy right here. We've got 1, 2, 3 double chests and all of this, all feeding into the hopper line down there, and they can feed that dispenser really quickly. Here's another refinement that I forgot to say is you can put that into this guy, because that clock is going to be really fast and it'll exceed anything. So now what will happen is if this bottom chain is open, it'll draw items from this top chain. This guy will go down. They'll just get sucked down there. So we've got 2 streams pushing into this guy, our original stream out there pulling in 2 sources pushing into that hopper, which will then be able to dispense faster than we can fill it. Alrighty, time for the blinkers. So I've been working on a little bit of the redstone logic. I'm going to bring up the speed and we'll do the final test together. So basically this is the same logic on both of these guys. I'm watching this backed up hopper right here, and if this hopper winds up generating a single signal strength of 7 or greater, and that's both of them, their redstone lengths have to be 7, so it's the same on either side, it will toggle this to go full power. It will come down here and go into this repeater. So we'll be able to test this by just slapping down a quick redstone torch right here, and that'll power that guy on. Now here's the way the logic works. When that powers on, this guy here, and I need to put a little bit of a delay here. Oops. A 1 tick delay, sorry. This guy here will power it up. This bit of dust will power up. This dust goes across these back pieces right here and power these pistons. Now what those pistons are going to do is they're going to shove glass. They're going to shove 3 pieces of glass into the beam stream right there. In the meantime, it's also going to power up this pulse lengthener that I'm putting in here. And comparator, and we need a couple pieces of dust just to finish up the comparator, or the pulse lengthener here. So this pulse lengthener here will lengthen a pulse, but it's not something that we're going to worry about just yet. Alright, I'm back. Torch in hand, so we're ready to give this a shot. And smack this guy down, it pushes him, and then these guys start toggling back and forth. Now I'm going to have to squeak through here while I got a second. And if you look, it's toggling the light beams. Alright, so these light beams are toggling just fine. So now the question is, how do we make sure that we toggle this thing and retract it back properly? Okay, that's what the delay timer is for. Pop this, let's see what we get. Oh, okay, so that's not quite what we need. Alright, so I gotta play with this a little more. Alright, I think I found the problem, and that was this delay was actually holding the redstone torch in an off position, not allowing it to lock this guy. So what I did is I just put this in. I put it on a 4-tick delay to give it a little bit of extra time on the startup before the clock goes, allowing these guys to fire. Actually, I don't think I need that. Let's put that on a 1-tick. This is on a 2-tick. And let's give it another shot. I reset the glass, by the way. Okay, it's ping-ponging, it's toggling, it's glass is happening, and so now we turn it off. So they stop toggling, and then it pushes that one back. Now we gotta let this guy fire one last tick. Okay, so gotta tweak it. Okay, so what do you do when your redstone's not working? You tear it out and do it again. What I wound up doing was I wound up moving the etho hopper timer down 1 block, and then I swapped which side this guy was on. I made this the side that gets toggled, so that way it's the one that gets pushed on last. What should happen is this guy should be the last guy to shove, which lines these guys up for the retraction. So let's take a look and see if it works. So, oops, it got turned on. So now it's blinking. I'm going to dodge through here, and it's blinking, and it's blinking, and it's blinking. And now, let's see if I can hit that thing. Okay, and it just stopped. And there you go. Now, what I want to do is I want to try one more time, and this time I want to try it when the pulse is on this side. Yep, see, it always fires off last because this is the side that's holding it hot. So this is the one that turns that torch off last. So he's always the last one to fire, no matter where it is, and it'll always line them up, and then they'll retract. And that should be it. This little bit of redstone should be done. Okay, so we had a little bit of a technical problem. Good news is that the blinker system that I installed worked perfectly. Bad news is the sorter behind me broke. So let me show you what happened. Turns out that one of the return trips of the hopper came back, and the hopper was actually jammed up here. And it was jammed in such a way that it just, the comparator here was not finding the items, so it wasn't releasing the minecart. Meridrin came along, and between the two of us we took a look at what was going on, and we figured it out. I tried to capture some footage. I went and misplaced the footage, so if I find it, I'll roll it. If not, this is what we're dealing with. This is what Meridrin and I came up with. And let me get my console back, and so we're going to pop this. I'm going to go down 2. You can see I still got the hole here. And what Meridrin explained is the reason that this was jamming up here was because this hopper that we had jammed in the back, thusly, it did not count as a full solid block, so the minecart was able to occupy some of the space that this hopper was occupying. So what we need to do is to fix that, make sure there's a full space in here. However, I still want to make sure that this guy, this hopper right there, gets double fed. So what I'm going to do is we're going to bend this chest around. Where'd that chest go? Did that chest go into the cart? That chest went into the cart, didn't it? Yes, it did. Okay, so what we want to do is take that chest and put him here. But now we still want to fill that chest with two hoppers. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take this guy and bang it in here. Now, this hopper will take precedence from this guy. So this one won't fill as fast, but once this system here fills up, it will fill that fast. And no matter what, this guy will wind up having two dispensers or two hoppers flowing into it, which allows this guy to flow into this hopper, and our minecart can take the system and run with it. So yes, the blinkers worked. They worked really good. They told me there was an error. One of the guys said, "Hey, your blinkers are on," and I said, "I must have left the torch on down there." Turns out, nope, it was actually an honest-to-God signal. Okay, so the next little bit of redstone magic that we're going to want to do is we need to pull a redstone signal off of these chests to alert us when they are full. So that way when you come into the bank, there will be indicator lights that will tell you where you need to go in order to take care of the problem. So the way I'm assuming this is going to work is the blinker's going to blink, somebody will go, I got to go take a look at one of the systems. There won't be any indication as to which system they need to look at. They'll just know they got to come look at something. And then when they get into the bank, they're going to step out of the lift that Double D put in, and they're going to see one of two indicator lights. And those indicator lights are going to tell them which one of the redstone machines caused the alarm. And then they'll know which, where they need to go. So what we're going to do is we're going to have two redstone lines here, and they're going to run down here thusly. Actually, I probably didn't need to bring that guy in. And what I'm looking to do, and I'm thinking about this one on the fly, is I need to turn that guy down so we can pop him. And let's put him there. Oop, dust there. And then this guy we're going to pull off to the left. And I want to run these guys over and under. So that way it's easy to keep track of which guys where. Oop, need that little block there, and I need more dust, a lot more dust. That's why I always compact my redstone into blocks. Okay, so dink, dink, dink. Okay. Let's count it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and we need a repeater. Repeater. Now, this guy is going to run along the top. And we're going to get a repeater on him as well. Oh, jump placing is just not working. And there. So now they're both paralleled to each other, and we can begin the descent. So I need to go get the Y coordinate that we need to get down to, and I'll be right back. You're gonna pick me up in the hall. Alright guys, I just wound up going ahead and carving this whole thing out. I wound up running into waters and lakes and rivers and redstone. You can see I'm literally scraping by Double D's vault right here. So what I'm going to do is I got the redstone line put in, but what we need to do now is go back in, and we need to put in all the repeaters that carry a signal down, and then we got to put the redstone lamps in. So I figured that's what I'll bring you guys along with me for. So what we're going to do, let's get a pearl, and that way we don't have to spend all our time jumping. And okay, so here we are. This is where we've got 2 bits of redstone coming in. So I think all I've got to do, wrong torch, is just smack down a redstone torch. Oh, no, let's not do that. Here? Okay. Yeah, that's activating both lines. And that's what I want to see. I want both lines hot. So what we're going to do is we're going to come down here, and then we're going to look for the dead signal. And then we're going to break and place. There's that. And there's that. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Got a break in the line. Alright. So that guy's hot. This signal's hot. And you can see right here is where we started to run into problems with the river. Out there. Alright, so let's see. Still hot, still hot, still hot. And please work. Lo and behold. It's almost like I was doing something right. And we should be able to pop... Not the light, not the light. Give me that light back. And can I get away with a redstone? Yeah, I can. Look at that. Okay, a little bit of dust. I ran by spamming dust down, so got broken lines here and there. Okay, so let's see. Now here we're out here. It's not going to reach, and I need a straight shot. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop it right here, top and bottom. And that needs a little bit of redstone. You can see, look at this, double D's like in here. Oop, not wrong block. Look at that. That's all the stuff for the quad door that D built. So yeah, the redstone is literally side by side here. So alright, so this is what I wanted to do, and I wanted to make sure as I brought this out that we had plenty of depth in this wall, because Astra and I are going to come through on the next episode. We're going to do a collab where hey, look at that. Both of them are lit. We're going to do a collab where we dress up this hall and do all the decorations. And her and I have done a hall. I've got an idea. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I want to do a collab with her. And we may get some other guys that join in. And there we go. So now, all we need to do is, this one is going to be for melons. And this one's here. Okay, so give me a second. I got to go get some signs. Alright, so I was on my way to get signs, and Double D, who is actually right there behind us, putting in the sewer system for the villagers, yeah, he said, dummy, item frames. So, yeah, brilliant. This is one of the reasons we collab, is the synergy of all of us working together just brings it right out. Okay, so this will be a lot prettier later on, but the concept will still be the same here, where that one is for melons and that one is for iron, and then you just zip on down the hall here, and if you had iron you go in here, and if you had melon, if the melon light were on, you come in here, and that's how you go into the appropriate system that's currently trying to yell at you that it needs attention. Alright, so that should be it for this part of the redstone episode. The next part is going to be decorating, and I'm going to try and get some of my fellow collabers to give me a hand. Astra rises to the top of the list. We've done this once before. I might even be able to suck in Double D or Rick. Alright guys, I'll catch you in a bit. Encrypt out.